Good morning, pregame crew. How are y'all? Hope you're doing well. Good morning, good morning. It is Monday, October 24th, 2022, 8:23 a.m. Eastern, 6:23 a.m. Mountain Time. I'm Charka Lori, and you are at the pregame show. We're going to look at the stock market. We're going to look at commodities, crypto, movers and shakers of the day. My goal is to get you ready for the trading day and set up the more highly probable scenarios or probable scenarios, and we just walk through them one at a time. I ripped through about 25 charts in 25 minutes, so pretty efficient. I'll officially get started in 7 minutes. Between now and then, I'm going to do an audio visual check, say hello to my friends, and do a couple chart requests. Good morning, everybody. Hey, ER, Lori, Luciano, Andre, Greg, Night Truck, Topher, ER, Samwise, Casey, Matthew, Daniel. You did have a chat with the Twitter doppelganger? Thanks, Slow Devil. Hey, Mal. Thanks, Night Truck. Hey, Train Man. Thanks, ER. Hey, Amir. Whitney. Hey, Greg, Josh, Paul, Tommy. Let me go back up to the top. When I pin things, I can't see the top of the chat, so I hope I'm not missing anything. Very kind, ER. Okay, Microsoft, that's the first request. Microsoft, we're going to want to see 24416 clear early on. Sooner we could take it out in regular trading hours. Doesn't count in after hours, needs to do it during regular trading hours. Want to see 24416 taken out, then your next resistance 24630. They have earnings this week. They closed with a pretty candle, but got to get over that 24393 and 24416 to get that daily trend change. This is welcomed. Green candles are welcome sights from a lot of these names going into earnings week. I could make an argument. It wouldn't be a good argument, but I could make an argument for a potential inverse head and shoulders here setting up as well. So the conservative play is to wait for a pullback to buy. There's not a lot of meat left on this bone with RSI hourly overbought and in a daily downtrend because we're not confirmed uptrend until it breaks that 244 in regular trading hours. So just be careful up here in the nosebleed section. Microsoft. Yeah, I'm continuing to watch TMF, but TLT has really not shown any signs of life. They did have increased volume on Friday. We want an hourly trend change during regular trading hours. Bonds are bouncing. We want a 4-hour trend change to feel comfortable that the local low is in. So we want that higher low and then higher high on ZB bonds for TLT and for TMF long to work. Adam, okay. I'll just do Coinbase. Okay, daily EQ. 12773 is your resistance, and then up at 1335.7. You have support at 10914. You don't necessarily have enough room for a higher low, but it's possible compared to that 10.91. Daily EMAs are overhead. 4-hour bears are looking to top fish this 12.17 because you have enough room now. You've pulled back to an extent that a lower high is anticipated on the 4-hour. Yeah, the 4-hour is the problem here. Going back up and taking out that 12.17 is a tall order. Mara? We'll look at Bitcoin in a minute. That'll definitely impact MARA. Resistance 1252, support 1056. Need to take out 1252 to change the daily trend. Bitcoin has been unable to change the daily trend, so MARA may struggle as well as long as Bitcoin is below that key resistance. I feel uncomfortable calling that a support in after hours because it looks pretty finicky. Your next support from the 15-minute, 1150 and 1107. and your resistance is 1252. Yeah, let's have a great week. Hey, GME Ape. Thank you. Hey, Simone, you're the queen. Intel looks good this morning, above $27. Oh, it's coming back down. Last I looked at it, we were over this $27 threshold. Your support's the low of Friday, $25.79. You have enough room for hourly higher low compared to that, and your next support is $26.06, then the $25.79. Your resistance to high pre-market, $27.13. Bulls want to see a clearing of $27. We have lots of earnings this week. I saw a downgrade on a semi-name. Oh, and NVIDIA. NVIDIA had a downgrade this morning, so something to remember. Snap. Get started in 2 minutes. Yes, the Hang Seng does look like death, for sure. Snap, I still am looking at that 705 gap. Where is that gap from? Over here in 2019. That could act as a magnet. You have resistance at 784. And then the high of Friday, 815. I thought Snap held up very well. I was actually surprised how well it held up Friday. Of course, it was down 28%, but I guess what I'm saying is the meat of the move happened in after hours, and then it just kind of cooled off RSI all day Friday. Hey, Alnick and Homebody, Tommy, Scott, Julie, and Joka. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Good morning. Y'all ready to get started? Let's get this show on the road. This is who I am. I'm Chart Gal Lori. I'm part of the Chart Guys community, and we teach technical analysis. If you want to give me a follow on Twitter, I'd appreciate it, at Chart Gal Lori. And we have an open house tomorrow. I just tweeted it out. I retweeted Dan's tweet. Tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, we have an open house public live stream for the pre-market setup and open. So after I'm done live every day, we have a chart guy or gal at the beginning of the week. It's our GOAT, Dan. He goes live at 9 a.m. Eastern every morning, and he takes us from 9 a.m. to 10:30 or whomever it is that day. An hour and a half of coverage. They start with the lay of the land, kind of like what I do. But of course, everyone's teaching style is different. And then he goes through setups that he's watching, and then he does chart requests. It's a nice way for you to look behind the curtain to see how the sausage is made over at TCG. So check that out tomorrow, and I've pinned the link in chat. If you look right up here, it's tomorrow at 9 a.m. if you want to give that a click and save it for tomorrow. As soon as I'm done, he will go live and you'll get to see what we provide to our members. We have live coverage 3 times a day in our chat room, and 2 days a week we have a Q&A session where we do a Zoom call with our members. Just answer any questions that they may have. So, done a little housekeeping. If you're interested in my chart setup, you can click on the link below in the video description to receive a PDF explanation as to what all these colors mean. We also have a YouTube video, how to set up your chart like Dan or Lori. Okay, I have notes off the screen. I copy and paste these notes for TCG members when I'm done so they can slice and dice them as they see fit. So the story of the day is Hang Seng is down 6.36%. Look at that. We are really, who said death? It looks like death. Yes, you said it best, Homebody. This chart looks horrendous. It looks like our bond chart. Looks absolutely awful. So the Hang Seng closed down 6%, but there are names that are getting hit on the chin a lot harder than 6%, like Baba, 11.75%. Am I the only one who has never noticed or ever noticed this little dinosaur here for the beginning of time? I had never noticed that on charts. I noticed it this morning. I'm like, wait, has that always been there? So 59.25 is your next support on Baba. I am interested in a potential bottom fish on Baba against 59.25. But these are the type of flushes where the momentum just takes it and it just keeps going. You have to be super patient. So my perspective on names like this, when they open up down so big, is the meat of the move is already over. The shorts that were trading on Interactive Brokers at 4 a.m. Eastern, they really got the meat of the move. Now it's a little late to the party, so I'd rather wait for a counter trend oversold bounce. It's relatively new, drop in dimes. Okay. No, we did not have a Twitter Space Friday. Dan had to cancel it. He had YouTube video chats and conversations with other people. Very, very busy on Friday, so we had to cancel it. But thanks for asking, Gareth. All right, so Hang Seng is down, and AM, I believe, pointed out so beautifully in our chat this morning, QQQ, we really need to get over this 27721 in regular trading hours. If QQQ is unable to get over 27721, the market's going to have a hard time getting up over, push over Friday's highs if QQQ doesn't join the party, or at least holding a push over the high of Friday. We'll have a very low chance of holding if QQQ stays below that 27721. So the name of the game for me today is, if you don't have a long, it's a little late. I would wait for a pullback, for a conservative pullback buy. So in my opinion, the play of the day, any name that had strong bounces on Friday, is wait for first 5-minute oversold during regular trading hours. If it happens before the market opens, then I'll wait for a first 15-minute oversold. So back burner for me is how I am approaching the day. For top fish setups, I'm looking for names that are relatively weak, like Meta, that are not even close to Friday's high. Plus, they have news of a downgrade. Bank of America downgraded them. So I'm looking to pick on the weaklings, and the really strong names, I just want to join the party on a pullback. All right, let's look at the dollar. All right, so the dollar, I want to show you on the daily. So on the daily, we lost this support of 111.77 overnight. We lost it, but we're bouncing. It's not having follow through yet. So on the weekly, we're fine. You see this? We're absolutely fine. Weekly EQ setting up, holding the 8 EMA. No problem whatsoever. So this daily EQ bear break was slightly encouraging for market bulls, but it's just not seeing the follow through. We need significant or staying power on dollar weakness to creep in and stay in order for the market to get a sustained bounce, in my opinion. So I'm going to show you, speaking of looking behind the curtain, I do a video every weekend for the Swing Report members, Market Wins, and I kind of go over the lay of the land. And here are my notes from that video. I know the white chart is really hard on your eyes, so I'm not going to stay here long. But these were my notes from the weekend. Dollar double bottom on the daily EQ. Well, that broke. So that's bullish for the market that it broke, but market bulls want to see more follow through. VIX hit weekly resistance again. I want you to look at this. I've had this on the chart for over a month. Look at this congestion area on VIX. So we have two different trend lines here on the weekly, and VIX has just been unable to get over this trend line. Back to the dollar. See, SPX held the weekly 200 MA and daily inverse head and shoulders. So if we look at the weekly here, it's that purple line, that's the 200 simple moving average. That is absolutely key for this market to hold in order to get any bounce going and sustain it. All right, sorry, I have to keep going back to the dollar chart. All right, daily inverse head and shoulders potential on SPX or ES. XLF held that weekly 200 MA. See the purple line there? We held it, and we held the pre-COVID high, 29.62. Last week we hit 29.59. We got within 3 pennies of it and bounced. QQQ held the 0.618 support retrace. That's from the COVID low to the January high. We held that fib synthetic support. QQQ is not through that key resistance, 27721. SPY had a daily triple top. I believe we're through that now, but we need to get over it and stay over it. IWM weekly 200 MA overhead. You see, we have the purple line. It is overhead. It is not beneath us. That is a headwind for IWM. All right, DIA daily 50 MA overhead. This is a biggie for me. DIA led the way last week. Look at this daily 50 MA overhead right there. The blue line at 310.79. We're going to want to get over that and stay over that. So to me, that's a headwind for the market. And as long as the hourly EMAs. Thomas, that's a great question. The EMAs. So I use the 8 and 21, but it's the same concept, or 12 and 26. They're just a little bit slower. But yes, as long as the hourly EMAs are below you and you're in a successful long, there's no reason to get out as long as those EMAs are below you, unless you just want to trim some and get some profit. Okay, let me go back to my list. Okay. SMH is under the weekly 200 MA. That's a headwind for the market. And US 10-year needs a 4-hour downtrend. We need this US 10-year to sit down. This could be a daily bull flag, and that is a headwind for the market. This hourly, they're attempting to get some follow through, but every time it pulls back, then I'll get a nice little bounce up. This 4-hour, this is not meaningful consolidation. We're still holding the EMAs on the US 10-year. We need this chart to sit down. The US 10-year sit down, dollar sit down. And we have some divergence this morning with VIX. The market is green, and so is VIX. We still have fear lingering in the market. And considering that 150 of the S&P's 500 companies, 150 are reporting this week, and we have PCE Friday. Last time we had PCE, it wrecked the market. So very key economic data coming out this week, in addition to all the major companies having earnings this week. This will be a week to remember. The only thing we would need to spice this week up even more is FOMC, for real. So on VIX, they have plenty of room for hourly high or low. So whenever that is found and bounces, that could be a headwind for the market. But they have pulled back significant enough that an hourly low or high is anticipated on the next bounce. That's good for the market. And if you're new to my style, I go fast. May have to turn the speed down. I'm always turning the speed up on people, but when I listen to them on YouTube. So I know my style is fast. I don't want to appear frenetic, but there is a method to the madness. 25 charts in 25 minutes doesn't happen without some urgency. Okay, your support 373650 on ES. We pulled back from that overnight high, so we opened above Friday's high, but we've pulled back. We've pulled back enough that, or excuse me, the pullback is shallow enough that a lower high is not a shoe-in for the bears. We could go take out that high from this area. That was a pretty shallow retrace. We could have a 4-hour bull flag on our hands here. I think I did the same thing on NASDAQ. So NASDAQ, you see that pullback. We couldn't get a candle close below that 0.382. A 4-hour bull flag is a possibility. RTY was unable to get through Friday's high. RTY is definitely weaker than its cousins. YM, unable. Sorry. That was Sunday night's high. My bad, y'all. That was Sunday's high. If you look at the daily, we're not over that 1794. That's the high from last Tuesday. RTY was unable to clear. It's definitely weaker than the other three. All right, on YM, we were able to get through Friday's high, and this 4-hour bull flag could be confirming here. We're right up here at resistance 31447. We need to get through 31466 to confirm that 4-hour bull flag. So your support, this light gray over here on the key, 30922, that's your support. RTY, 1731.90. NASDAQ, 11,260.75, and ES, 373650, the low from overnight, becomes our key level for the day for bulls to hold, the low of overnight on all 4 of our Fab 4 indices. Right, went over that. Hang Seng down 6%. China names are really getting wrecked. DAX is up 1.49%. I told y'all the next time Hang Seng is down greater than 3% that I was going to short the Asian names, but they have just, there's no meat on the bone for me down here. With Baba, I'm actually looking the other way. Okay, Bitcoin. Bitcoin is relatively weak. It was unable to get over last Monday's high, 19702. We double topped there, and we pulled back a lot. We pulled back almost 70% of the bounce from Sunday low to the overnight high. We've pulled back almost 70%. So now a lower high is anticipated on Bitcoin. So is Bitcoin a canary this morning telling us that the market could have incoming weakness? If Bitcoin is trying to tell us that, people, whoever asked me about MARA, it could have a hard day or difficult day maintaining gains or sustaining gains if Bitcoin stays this weak. Ethereum did get through last week's high. Let's see, how much did we pull back here? We pulled back about 50%, so a higher high is not a guarantee here on Ethereum. And your key support is 1332.56 and your key resistance 1370.90. I'm sorry I'm nasally this morning. It is cold here. It's 30 degrees. We've got our first freeze, so I'm hoping it kills all these godforsaken grasses and weeds that are killing me. All right, so Ethereum is relatively strong compared to Bitcoin. Gold, we have plenty of room for a 4-hour higher low now. You have resistance at 1675.50, support at 1621. So this monthly double bottom is most likely set. If we could get a 4-hour higher high, I'd feel comfortable with that statement that our monthly low is most likely set, and this double bottom, tweezer bottom could possibly hold if we can get a 4-hour trend change on gold. Sorry, y'all. Mighty Pawns, that's funny. Oh, perfect, Mal. Thank you for sharing about the Twitter space. I appreciate it. Hey, Luke. How are you, Luke? Newlywed? All right. No, where was I? On gold, I don't have a trade setup, basically is what I'm saying. I don't have a setup. I guess an aggressive bull could be looking to bottom fish this. Once you get a confirmed trend change, say on the 5-minute back to the upside, you could look to bottom fish at 4-hour higher low, but that's not a high conviction trade setup for me. Oil has some weakness. We have lost our 4-hour support. We lost 83.15. We had 82.63 overnight. Hourly lower highs most likely set. The question is, can we get a higher low compared to 82.63? And where is our weekly higher low going to be set compared to 76.25, if at all? Like every time gains come into the energy sector, it ekes out or leaks out very quickly. Nat gas is super weak. I don't have a setup on this. If you're a bear, congratulations. I'd stay in long as these hourly EMAs are overhead. If you're looking for a long, I'm not your girl. I guess you could bottom fish 15-minute higher low compared to 475. And we're pretty close to it. So the risk to reward is pretty decent because you're close to your support. But bulls are really giving you no reason to get in at this point. This is a decent 15-minute bounce. Volume is upticking just a little bit, but we want to see what's happening during regular trading hours to feel confident in these bounces. Apple. All right, let me go see my notes on Apple. Apple aggressive bears are top fishing 148. Conservative bulls waiting for a pullback for hourly higher low potential bottom fish. So we got over that 146.70 on Friday. And we have some relative strength. We had relative strength this morning where we're bouncing. For me, I'm waiting for a first 5-minute oversold. Let me go set my alert. Waiting for first 5-minute oversold on Apple. Again, the name of the game for me today is back burner trades. I'm looking for first 5-minute oversold after Friday's strength, looking for that hourly higher low on whatever name I'm looking at that has relative strength. And Apple, I would say, has relative strength. Amazon for sure has relative strength. Remember, we have earnings this week. So if you trade these high beta names with options, you may want to look at selling verticals if you're familiar with that strategy versus buying options, because the premium is just going to leak out on you and they're pretty juiced. So I do not trade options the week of earnings. I don't buy them. I sell premium. So on Amazon, you have support at 118.20, relative outperformer. 121.88 and 123 is your next resistance. I would wait for first 5-minute oversold. So set our alert. I want to go with the trend. That's my thought process, is go with the trend on these names. So instead of looking for aggressive top fishing on these big bull bouncers, I'd rather just wait for a bottom fish. And I've changed my tune on Meta because Meta is weak. Meta is super weak. So I'm looking for a top fish against 130.50 on Meta. Nvidia had a downgrade this morning. They're actually green, which is shocking, but I would look for a top fish against 12769. So I would choose Nvidia, Tesla, and Meta as shorts. They're relatively weak compared to Apple and Amazon are relatively strong. Tesla is weak. Friday's high 214.66. I would look to top fish a bounce on Tesla. It is super weak. Okay, this name is a counter trend trade, CBNA. So this one I'm going against the trend. This name has been super weak for a while now. You have support down here at 1344 and 1217 are your next supports. So you see how this has a falling wedge look to it? Getting lower lows without a lot of follow through. So I like this name for a potential long, and it's a high risk long. So this is just for counter trend trades. If you're a newer trader and you've been suffering and being inconsistently profitable, I promise you, you're doing a lot of counter trend trading. Counter trend trading has its own set of rules and it's nuanced in so many different ways. I would just reserve that for the more experienced trader. If you're newer, trust me on this. Stick with the trend. If the trend is down, then short it. If the trend is up, then go long. And I call them ninjas. If you're an experienced trader, you're a ninja, then these counter trend trades can be fun. But again, it typically takes experience. I would watch Dan trade oversold bounces for years. Like, how the heck does he do that? And now I've been doing this long enough. My God, I've been with TCG. February will be 6 years. That is a long time. Almost longer than any of my marriages. Kidding. So that was a lot of off topic. So CBNA, I like a bottom fish attempt. I really want 1367, Friday's low, to hold. If not, 1344 would be the next area I would look for it. When you're counter trend trading, wait for the trend to change. So look, think about it. Let's say the 5-minute trend changes over here at $14. This is a much better area to buy than on this side. Wait for the trend changes. Wait, just wait. That's where I would lose the most money, is I just scale in, and no signs of bulls buying the dip or anything. Wait for a trend change. Wait for friends with you on the trade. I'd rather buy on the right side of this V than the left side. That's probably the most important or best tip I've given this morning. All right, LMT. All right, LMT. What can I say? We look for this thing. We got our oversold bounce during pre-market on Friday. We were waiting for this all week long. I want it to happen during regular trading hours. So yes, I'm recycling this idea because yes, this sucker is just a beast. Charts dream about candles like that. Look at that. It's almost a Maribozu. It has just a tiny little wick. Is that not the dreamiest candle you've seen this morning? It's the dreamiest one I've seen. So with all the unfortunate war talk, these names, LMT and RTX, have had relative strength. I like LMT for first 5-minute oversold. If I can ever get it, come to mama. All right, Meta is weak. I mentioned looking for a top fish against 130.50. And who got Netflix on Friday? That was my best Queen of the Mountain trade setup idea of the whole week. That was a good one. Let me look at TLT again. That could be a reversal. It is a reversal candle. We need confirmation. We did get the volume. So yes, I'm still all over TLT like white on rice. I would love a bottom fish buy against 93.04. But that's a high risk counter trend trade. Talk about candles that are dreamy. This chart is the opposite of dreamy. Look at that. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. We could have gotten a volume climax on Friday. We need to get through Friday's high. So I like a pullback buy, but it's a high risk trade counter trend. You're still holding Netflix, Whitney? You go, girl. Hey, Bennett, how are you? Okay. Any chart request? We have 8 minutes now. 8 minutes until Dan goes live. Did it get an upgrade or something? Let me go look. No, I don't think it got an upgrade. That's definitely relative strength there. I'd wait for a pullback buy. I'd wait for first 5 minute oversold if you want a long, and I would not short this. This has too much strength, relatively speaking. DNA, I was looking at that this morning, that $2 biotech, Kathy Wood stock. I had a great day on Friday. I would wait for first 5 minute oversold. Sorry, I'm giving the same answer over and over, but that is the setup of the day. If you have a name that had a 4% outsized move on Friday going long up here for me, it's just not, there's not a lot of meat left on that bone. I got to wait for a pullback. So did I do Apple? Yes, I did Apple. We need to get through 148. Yep, we got to get through 148 in regular trading hours. So I'm looking for first 5 minute oversold. You see the little orange triangle? I set my back burner alert when I went over it. Okay. TR. Shop got a downgrade this morning from $50 to $45, just a heads up. PLTR. I like that. I like that short against 833. Pre-market high is 838, but it would mean more during regular trading hours, so I like it. I would use 835 as my stop. Okay, last one. Looks like a bear flag on ATAI, daily bear flag. 272, Friday's low is your key support, and you're going to want to see it get over 287 in regular trading hours. Take out Friday's high for a possible continuation, but right now daily bear flag is screaming. Last one for Aaron. Okay. So we got a double bottom at 76.07 and 76.26. Bears are looking to top fish this. Odds favor a daily lower high. 80.35 prior support could serve as resistance. If you're in long, I'd stay in long as these 5 minute EMAs are below you. And if you're looking for a short, I would wait for a 5 minute trend change to the downside to short XBI, looking for a daily lower high. All right, that's it for me. Thank y'all for being here. NVIDIA had a downgrade, so I did cover it already if you want to go back. Mike, you're cute. All right, thank y'all for joining me. Hit that like button, hit that notify button. Go give me a follow on Twitter at CharkOwLori, and TCGers, I'll see y'all in the room. Use stop losses.